Picture this. It is early morning. The kind of morning where the world feels like it belongs only to you. The air is cool, the grass is still damp. You step outside with a warm cup of coffee, and for a moment, everything is perfectly still. And then you see it. A squirrel, sitting on the fence, perfectly still. And it is looking right at you. Not glancing, not scanning, looking. Directly. At you. Its tiny black eyes are locked onto yours like you are the only thing in the universe that matters right now. Most people would just shrug it off, maybe wave a hand, maybe look away. But here is the thing most people never stop to consider. That squirrel is not just staring at you. It is reading you. And what it sees is something you would never expect. To understand what a squirrel sees when it looks at you, you first need to understand how differently they experience the world. You and I, we see the world in what scientists call dichromatic vision. 3 types of color receptors: red, green, blue. That is our reality. A squirrel sees it differently. They are dichromatic. Their world is painted in shades of green and blue, with touches of yellow. Reds and oranges fade into murky browns. That bright red jacket you are wearing? To a squirrel, it looks like a dull patch of mud. But here is where it gets fascinating. What they lack in color, they make up for in something far more powerful. Motion detection. A squirrel's eyes are positioned on the sides of its head, giving it nearly 340 degrees of vision, almost a full circle. While you are standing there thinking you are watching the squirrel, it has already seen you, the neighbor's cat behind the shed, a hawk circling 200 feet above, and a leaf falling from the tree to your left, all at the same time. You think you are the observer in this situation. You are not. You never were. So the squirrel is staring at you. Its wide-angle vision has already taken in the full picture. But now it is doing something remarkable. It is running a threat assessment. And it is doing it faster than you could ever imagine. In the first half second,
Whoa, easy there.
The squirrel has already measured your distance. Not a rough guess. Squirrels can estimate distance with stunning precision, down to a matter of inches, using something called binocular overlap. That is the small zone where both eyes focus together, right in front of its face. That is the zone it is aiming at you right now. In the next second, it reads your body language. And this is not simple pattern recognition. This is layered analysis. Are you moving toward it, or are you still? Are your shoulders squared in its direction, or turned to the side? Are your hands visible or hidden? Is your gaze fixed on it, or wandering? Every single one of these details changes the squirrel's calculation. Every one. And here is something that might make you uncomfortable. The squirrel is also reading your breathing pattern. The rise and fall of your chest tells it how calm or agitated you are. A slow, steady rhythm means you are relaxed. A faster one means you might be about to move. In less than 2 seconds, this tiny animal has profiled you more thoroughly than most people ever could. But the assessment does not stop at what is happening right now. Because a squirrel remembers. And this is the part that changes everything. For decades, scientists assumed squirrels operated on pure instinct. Simple animals, simple brains, simple decisions, run or stay, eat or hide. That was the model. They were wrong. Studies from Princeton and the University of Exeter have shown that squirrels have an extraordinary spatial memory. They can remember the exact location of thousands of food caches buried across an area the size of several football fields. Thousands. Months after hiding them. But it does not end with acorns. Squirrels also remember faces. Not in the way you remember a friend's face, but in their own way. They build a catalog. If you are someone who walks past the same oak tree every morning, the squirrel that lives in that tree knows you. It has logged your shape, your pace, your typical behavior. It knows if you are the one who sometimes leaves peanuts on the railing. It knows if you are the one who once chased it off the bird feeder. It remembers. So when that squirrel locks eyes with you on a quiet morning, it is not just seeing a stranger. It is cross-referencing. It is pulling data from weeks, maybe months of observations. And based on that data, it has already decided what you are. Here is where the science gets truly beautiful. Once the squirrel finishes its assessment, distance, body language, breathing, memory, it does not just pick fight or flight. That old model is too simple for what is actually happening. Dr. Mikel Delgado, a researcher at UC Davis who has spent years studying squirrel cognition, describes it as a decision tree with multiple branches. Branch 1, you are far away, you are not moving toward it, and you are a familiar shape. The squirrel stays. It might even go back to eating. You are background noise. Harmless. Branch 2, you are at a moderate distance and something about you is different today. Maybe you stopped walking. Maybe your dog is with you and it was not last time. The squirrel freezes. This is the stare you are seeing. It is not fear, it is processing. Branch 3, you step closer. Your body angle shifts toward it. The squirrel does not run, not yet. Instead, it does something incredible. It adjusts its escape route. Before it moves a single muscle, it has already mapped 2 or 3 exit paths. The nearest tree, the gap under the fence, the power line overhead. It knows exactly how many seconds each route will take, and it has chosen the best one. All before you even take your next step. Branch 4, you are too close, too fast, or too unpredictable. Now, it runs, but even the run is calculated. It will spiral up the nearest tree in a corkscrew pattern, keeping the trunk between you and itself at all times. This is not panic, this is geometry. Now everything I have just described sounds mechanical, clinical, like the squirrel is a little computer running calculations. But there is another layer, and it is the one that most people miss entirely. Squirrels feel. We are careful with that word in science. Emotion in animals is complicated territory, but the evidence is becoming harder and harder to ignore. Squirrels have been observed mourning dead companions, sitting beside the body, nudging it, returning to the same spot for days. They have been documented sharing food with unrelated squirrels who have lost their own caches. Not family, not mates, just neighbors. Mothers will adopt orphaned pups from other squirrels, not because of genetic benefit, because the pups are alone. So when a squirrel looks at you, yes, it is running a threat assessment. Yes, it is cross-referencing its memory. Yes, it is mapping escape routes. But it might also be doing something simpler than all of that. It might be curious. Curiosity is one of the hallmarks of intelligence. And squirrels are far, far more intelligent than we ever gave them credit for. That moment of eye contact, that frozen, unblinking stare, might just be a small creature trying to understand the large, strange animal standing in its world. Just like you are trying to understand it. There are roughly 65 billion squirrels on this planet. They live on every continent except Antarctica and Australia. They have been here for over 35 million years. That is 28 million years before humans even existed. And in all that time, they have learned something that we are only beginning to understand. Every single environment they live in, they improve it. All those thousands of acorns they bury, they do not find them all. Not even close. Some studies suggest they forget up to 74% of their caches. And every forgotten acorn is a seed, a future tree, a future forest. Scientists estimate that squirrels are responsible for planting millions of trees every single year. Millions. Without trying, without planning. Just by being exactly what they are. They are, without exaggeration, one of the most important reforestation agents on the planet, and most people walk right past them without a second thought. So the next time you step outside and catch a squirrel staring at you from the fence, do something different. Do not look away. Look back. Because in that tiny, quiet moment, something extraordinary is happening. A 35 million year-old mind is studying you with tools and instincts you can barely comprehend. It is measuring you, remembering you, maybe in its own way, wondering about you. And if you stay still long enough, if you are patient, you might catch something rare. A flick of the tail, a slight tilt of the head, and then, just like that, it goes back to its day. It has seen enough. It knows what you are. The question is, do you know what it is?